Women in Local Governance, a call to His Excellency, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, to appoint at least 60%, and I repeat, 60% of women to the metropolitan, municipal, and district assemblies. So someone will ask why we are asking for 60%. The elections have been held, and out of each district assembly, metropolitan, municipal assembly, the total number of members in the assembly, the government has the authority to appoint 30%. And we are saying that the 30% that he's going to appoint to each of the MMDAs, 60 out of that 30% should be women. The unaccepted underrepresentation of women in decision-making positions in Ghana still remains a matter of grave concern, especially at the local level. Ghana's local government system was intended to be in line with the global trend of introducing broader efforts towards democratization, equality, and inclusion of the marginalized, especially women in leadership, power sharing, and control of resources. While some strides have been made to address the level of disparity, we recognize that there are some gains. These have obviously not been comprehensive in prioritizing women's equal access to leadership and positions of decision-making. So we are recognizing the fact that some gains have been made, but the gains that have been made and the measures that we have put in place are kind of tokenism, and that's not what we want. There exist systemic barriers which create conditions for women's marginalization and vulnerability that are being ignored. So we need to work at systemic barriers. We need to address systemic barriers to ensure the equality that we are calling for. The country continues to accommodate gendered inequality practices, resulting in low participation and representation, with huge gaps in the number of women able to access public decision-making structures, election after election. At the local governance level, elections are failing to deliver district assemblies that are devoid of gender marginalization for effective local governance, which requires gender sensitivity and responsiveness. Ghana is therefore failing to achieve a local environment for equal political engagement between women and men for genuine consensus building to strengthen democracy. The trend over time provides compelling evidence that a yawning gap is still existing. Women's representation in district assemblies has never passed 11%. I don't know about this year's figure. I don't even know if we would get to that 11%. 4.1%. So even the 11% this time is below the 11 with 4.1%. This falls far below the minimum 30% recommended by the UN. And UN recommended 30% not today, not yesterday. So it is time that the only thing that we would be able to close the gaps is, even when the government appoints 60% of the 30%, we'll still not close the gap. For me, I would have said that all the 30% should go to women. In a union system that is intended to bring government to the doorstep of the people.